All right, I'm back in this world now. Professional Katie. Clear. Pachunk. I don't need weights for Nourish. Ew. We're starting standing today. I'm going to just float around these things back and forth, so hang in there. I'm getting ready in my brain. I'm just changing gears.
Hands up, go!
Welcome to Nourish, everybody. This is our stretching and flexibility class. Let's start by standing. We're going to do a series of stretches and finally end up down on the ground, laying down, doing our final stretches and coming into complete relaxation. Please be in the stretch in a depth and intensity that is right for you and is not pushing you into discomfort, just into progress. So that's a judgment you have to make individually on each side of your body and in each stretch. Let's start with our feet nice and parallel, right underneath the hips. So look down, take a look at what kind of stance you got going on there. And then let's bring the hips over top of the heels. Don't pop your booty out. Bring the hips over the heels. Roll back shoulders, palms forward. Deep breath in, reach up the arms. Exhale, lower the hands. Another very intentional breath. Inhale, reach. And exhale down. We're going to just kind of flow through a few motions, come back through, and go deeper into those moves. That's a message to you, Kevin, because sometimes you go all the way to the ground. Do we have any kind of chatting that happens? No. Okay. So we're just going to start, stay standing the way we are, and just bring a shoulder underneath the chin. This is just a wrap around, stay gazing forward. Bring the other shoulder under your chin.
Sue was just saying I should have a mic.
Yes, he should have a mic, absolutely. Shoulder under chin.
There's two problems with that.
Two problems, he says.
I say ridiculous things.
Well, so do I. And then we're just coming.
I huff and puff.
Oh, swinging through and wrapping around. He says that he says ridiculous things, which doesn't stop me from having a mic. But he says he also breathes very hard, especially in strive. I don't think you do that in Nourish. That would be just weird.
Nobody wants
Nice, loose, low back is what we're looking for here. Just a nice twist around. Twist around. Softening. And come to a halt. Let's stay with those shoulders. Take the arms forward, cross over each other, and extend and roll through the shoulders. Then pull the elbows back. Shoulder height, squeeze. And pull them forward. And squeeze. Keep your posture good. Don't look down. Take it forward. And squeeze. One more time. And let that go. Staying very elevated for our first round of this. We're going to take the left foot forward, right foot back. Come into a stride. Square up the hips. And we want to bend that front knee and press into the back heel. Okay, so you're facing forward, hands to thigh if you need them for a little extra balance, and press into your back heel. Maybe you can even get that foot down on the ground, depending on the flexibility in your ankle. And now any amount, you're going to try to straighten that front leg, pull the hips back, hands are on thigh, and start to lower the shoulders with control. We're staying up for the first time. Floating back and forth.
I've got nothing to hold on to when I'm up.
And coming back to your lunge. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Katie.
Glide back into pyramid. One more time, forwards, just glide. I'm going to take it in the floor on the second iteration and final pyramid. This is a really high pyramid. We would usually have our hands down to the ground.
I do.
We're going to do that on the second iteration of this, and we're staying elevated for the first one. Come on up. I want you to think about this. I want you to turn your foot and turn your foot. And now you're facing the back of the room for some reason. Okay, feet are nice and wide. If this is too wide, just correct it. But we're coming into a side lunge now. Knee comes forward. And we're keeping this elevated. Kevin, turn around.
Yeah, I should turn.
Butt to the camera. And come over to the other side. We're keeping this elevated, and we're going to go lower for the second iteration of it.
Who are you talking to over there?
I'm talking to my partner, who is supposed to be demoing along with me. Glide back and forth. We're not even holding for very long. The static will come with the next flow through. Back and forth. And pause. Think about it. Turn the foot and turn the foot. I'm going to readjust myself here because I got on the edge of my mat. So turning both feet. We have the other foot forward, don't we? Yes. Yes, we do. Okay, and come into your lunge. That's the way it's supposed to work. Come into your lunge. Shoulders wide. So don't get your shoulders all rolled back. Really engage. Draw those shoulders. Broaden the chest. Sink into the heel. Straighten the leg. Lower the shoulders any amount. And lift the shoulders. So we don't lead with the neck. We lead with lifting the shoulders. Bend the knee, lunge. Slide into a modified pyramid again. Approaching slowly and come back up to lunge.
Down is super hard for me.
Okay, let's take those feet, turn them. Bring the feet a little closer together if you've gotten quite wide on that. And we're just going to come into some nice hip circles here. I'm going to get my prop for this. Okay, so we're coming into some hip circles, hips to one side, pop the booty out, hips to the other side, and around. So when you bring the hips forward, let's think about that. Let's bring the shoulders back, get into a little bit of a back bend. Hips over, pop the booty, and just take that moment to sway through a bit of a change direction. I forgot about that part. Just loosening up all the muscles we use while standing. Come to a pause and just swing through one more time. Wrap around, wrap around. If you feel this in your knees, you're going way too far or too fast into the twist. This has nothing to do with the knees. And come to a halt there. Let's turn the foot, and we're back into our lunge again. Okay, it doesn't matter to me which one's in front for you. Whatever way you're facing is fine, because we're going to end up the other way. This time, you might choose to come down to the floor. So sinking into your lunge, and you decide, do you stay up here, or are you coming all the way down into your deeper lunge? If you're down here, don't roll those shoulders way forward. Look at the mat, keep the head in alignment with the spine. Sink into the heel. Knee is pretty much stacked over top of your ankle. Now draw the hip back, straighten the legs, tuck the chin into pyramid. Pull the forehead towards the shin, pull the hips back. Hold. Slow, deep breath. This is a big stretch, I know. Shoulders start to raise as knee bends. Get into your lunge. Maybe even a little bend in that back knee. And you're going to have to spring forward out of this because this is really low. So you're going to bend that back knee, spring forward. We're not going to just walk it around because twisting in this position is way too challenging. And then step your feet apart. And we're going to our side lunge. Again, you can stay high or you can come down to the floor. If you're coming down to the floor, you probably have to step your feet apart a little further and come to your side lunge or your Cossack twist if you choose. Cossack twist would be the extreme version of this. Are you doing that? No. Okay.
Wait a minute.
Okay. So down here we are in our side lunge. Cossack twist is this. You might not do it forever, but that's what it looks like. Okay, we want to have that nice extension and stretch deep into the other hip. Holding and breathing through the stretch. Too much for you, elevate it. Get out of it. It's too much for you. You make that choice. Walk the hands through. We're doing a static stretch, Kevin. And you hold to the other side. Nice extended leg, pressing into that foot, deep in the hip. And my head, every once in a while I try to look at the camera, but mostly I'm just looking at the floor because it's too much for the neck. Slow breath here, holding our static hold. Walk your hands to center and see if you can straighten both legs and drop the crown of the head. Wide-legged forward fold. You can bend your knees a little. If you need a micro bend in your knees, that's fine. Now bend the knees, roll up to standing, toes and heels, bring it in. There you go. And we're gonna go to this side. Just doing this little bit of a flow kind of stretch. Turn the hips to face that knee. So you should be facing the other direction now. We're doing the other side. And find your way to whatever depth you choose. I'm coming down to the ground, so I'm going to step my feet apart a little bit more. Sink your weight in, some weight back into that heel, and make sure this knee is above the ankle here. Hands either side of the foot. Broaden through the chest, relax the neck. Breathe through that deep stretch if this is where you're at. And now think about where we're headed. We're pulling the hips back to straighten the front leg. Tuck the chin, pyramid pose. Pull the forehead towards the shin. Big stretch here. Slow, deep breathing. Bend the knee and come forward to lunge, and that'll help you spring back out of this again and roll yourself up to standing. Quite the sequence, hey? I like it. Let's bring our feet back underneath our hips, straight down. Coming into our forward fold. We've really loosened up the hips here and loosened up the legs. So we should have a nice performance in our forward fold, but let's start with bent knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, bend at the knees, put your hands on your thighs and drop your shoulders down. Soft knees. Your booty's maybe popped out a little bit from this, that's okay. But feel the balance of weight throughout the whole bottom of your foot. You're not in your toes, you're not in your heels, you're balanced. Roll up to standing. Okay, your choice. I'm coming all the way to the floor with bent knees here. Inhale, lift up. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, swan dive down. Bend your knees and see where you need to put your hands. Maybe it's on the floor. Maybe it's on your thighs. Pull the forehead towards the legs. Now, draw the hands, slide them up the legs, straighten the legs, halfway lift, a nice flat tabletop back. Bend the knees, hands go lower. Drop the crown of the head. Can you straighten your legs any amount in this deep forward fold? Maybe even grab the back of your calves and draw your head towards your shins. Slow, deep breath. It's a lot, I know. And then soften the knees, roll back up to standing. Coming into our squat. Kevin's doing a halfway lift and then a roll. That's great. Okay, we're going to just come into a nice parallel feet, arms out straight, coming straight down.
I thought it might make me less physical.
Lower it down, any amount, and bring it back up. Nice and slow. Lower it down. Working towards depth. Maybe your squat is very small. If that's true, it's something you need to attend to. I'm going to let him keep on demonstrating. Put your hands on some counter somewhere. Start building that strength and using your hands to assist, going down and coming back up. This is essential to really, really functional aging. That's our last one. Let's step the feet apart, toes out. Coming into a deeper squat here. So this way, time our knees are going to track diagonally out. Reach up, hands pressed together. Big breath, hands to heart center, sink down. Find the balance of wherever you are in that squat. Gazes forward, shoulders wide. Press through, come on up. Woo, that's hard to press out of. And let that go. Walking it out. Let's just leave the hips and legs alone for a while. We've done a lot with those. And we're going to go to arms for a moment here. Anybody that's done a lot of fine and repetitive motion, whether it be like crafting or computer work or whatever, this is so good for you today. We're going to be doing an extension through the hand. So we're going to start with a diagonal. See how my arm is coming across my body? Then we're going to go straight, and then we're going on this diagonal. So supporting the arm with the other hand, fist to shoulder. Now diagonal extension, flare the fingertips, open them wide, curl them up, and bring them back. Just a little bit of support with that other hand so we don't have to worry about the weight of the arm. Flare, curl, bring back. One more time. If you actually hold your forearm, you'll feel all those little tendons just running through. Okay, let's go straight out from the shoulder. Take it out, open up the hand, and pull the fingertips back as much as you can, then curl it back up again. All those little nerves get kind of seized up sometimes, and we just have to keep them freely moving along the tendons. Okay, and then we're taking it out to the side on that diagonal. It's a little bit boring and tedious, I get it.
It's amazing.
Is it?
Amazing.
People that use a mouse a lot are going to really benefit from this exercise. Let's go to the other side. Nice support. Fist near the shoulder. Take it diagonally across the body. Extend, flare. Does that feel different? Whatever your dominant hand is, or your mouse hand is, your crocheting hand, whatever it might be. And straight out from the shoulder. Flare. Curl up the fingertips. Bring the fist to the shoulder. One more time. And then the diagonal away. Just a slight difference. Last one. I'll just shake that out. My hands got tired. And because they're so tired, we're going to do more arm things. Go figure. Okay, we're going to create a box with our grabbing opposite elbows above the head here. So make sure your feet are nice and parallel. We want a nice strong base here and just nice box arms above the head. And just look up under one elbow and a little bit of a twist and a bit of a side bend there. Don't hold your breath. And gaze forward. Inhale underneath the elbow, look up. Exhale, come back to center. One more time, each side. And that side. I unfortunately have a whole bunch of arm things all in a row. Let that go. Let's just do some nice big windmills. Windmills. And going the other way. Okay, I guess we're sticking with arms. So we're going to just do the basic rotator cuff of palms forward and then bring the hands out to the T shape, turn the hands, palms are away from the spine. Swing through, palms forward, back of the hands against the spine. Just nice, find the glide in the two pieces of our rotator cuff that are most friendly. And then we'll go to strap work if you have one at hand. Otherwise, you can just go through the motions with us, that's okay. Okay, pause, grab a hold of your strap. This is the one where as wide as possible, like almost touching the top of your head, is where you should start with this one. I'm gonna go a little shorter than that, but that's where you should start. I'm gonna just take that strap, a little bit of tension, and lift it up above the head. Oh, what do you think, Kevin? A good choice. And lower back down. Now lift above the head and nudge into that last piece of the rotator cuff that's right there. It's right there. You can feel it. You can feel something has to change to move further. Come back down and approach and see if you can rotate through that last piece.
One of the best tricks is to intentionally pinch your shoulder.
Kevin's saying if you come up to here and you squeeze your shoulder blades together, you can maybe get that final rotation. One more time. And if you can't get that rotation, just nudge into the tension right here and pause and come back out of it. Oh, let that go. Let's hold on to that strap. Create a little bird wing on the left side. Grab a hold of the strap on the other side. And just draw that arm through behind. There you go. Sometimes, a lot of people don't need the strap. Obviously, I could just hold my hand here. It's kind of cool to use the strap, especially if you can't reach your hand. At this point, let's put the right ear towards your shoulder. Woo.
I think using the strap helps keep this shoulder out of my ear.
Yeah.
If I had, as I hold here, I'm more inclined to lift that shoulder. So I think having the strap maybe prevents that.
So you feel that top line of your neck stretch there. Let's tuck the nose towards the right shoulder. Whew, that's a big one. Breathe through. Roll back ear towards shoulder. Put your head on straight. And let's draw the other arm through and behind. Once you have that stretch, lower left ear to shoulder. Give your neck time to respond and don't be extreme with this. Tuck the nose to the shoulder. Roll through ear to shoulder. Bring your head up in alignment. And let's put the straps aside. I don't think we're using them again today. A little bit of a shrug and roll in the shoulders, loosening it up. And we're coming down to the mats. Coming down into child's pose today. We're doing prayer swipes. It's a lot like a thread the needle, but it's in child pose. I need water.
Facing the camera or sideways?
Sideways is great. But first we're going to just start with a simple child pose, okay? Let's just settle into that. Knees wide, toes together. Lower yourself down towards the mat. Walk your hands out. Lower the shoulders. Think about relaxing the hips towards the heels. It takes a moment to settle into this pose. If you can get your forehead down to the mat, tip of your nose on the mat, that's amazing. Otherwise, you can stack your fists and just rest your forehead on that or a yoga block. We want the forearms down. Spread the fingers wide. Pay attention to the details. Press through the elbows and just tighten and broaden through the shoulders and then soften between the shoulders. I know I've said this before, but child pose is supposed to be such a resting pose. And when I first started taking yoga classes, I would just about be in tears. My shoulders hurt so bad that being in this pose was absolute torture, and I couldn't understand why people liked it. It didn't make any sense to me. One more slow, deep breath. And the good news is, that's no longer my story. That has been rehabilitated with stretch and yoga. Okay. Lift up your gaze, press through the hands and come forward a little bit. So just watching, if you haven't done this with us before, I'm going to take my left hand and put it in center mat. And I'm going to take my right hand and extend out from the shoulder, lay left cheek on the mat. Look at that extended hand and lay your cheek down. A beautiful neck stretch right here.
breathe through. I'll talk you through while we stay here in case some people are confused. Left hand is extended towards the top of the mat. Right hand is extended out from the shoulder. Left cheek is on the mat. Sink into the hips. Soften the shoulder. Slow, deep breath. It's a lot. Take that right hand that's extended, bring it back by your knee so you can lift up your face without hardship.
And we're and then we're taking that, sorry, I got mixed up, taking that right hand and threading it through like a thread the needle, and lay the right cheek down on the mat. So we're facing the other direction and that arm has been threaded through. Again, take that moment, soften and sink the hips. Don't get too far lifted in those hips. Bring them back. Try to pay attention to the tension. Pay attention to the tension in your neck. Try to soften through the jaw. Soften through the shoulders. Press through your left hand, unwind, and we're going to the other side. Right hand to the top of the mat. Left hand out from the shoulder. Lay the right cheek down. Hips back to heels. Don't get forward on this. Sink down. Slow breathing. Take that left hand beside the knee. Push yourself up and elevate yourself enough that you can thread the left hand through and lay your left cheek on the mat. Now just do your own personal check. Are you tight through the jaw? Can you soften your neck a little bit and sink into the stretch? Shoulders, are they braced or can you relax those?
This is a real hygiene check, isn't it?
It's also a hygiene check, says Kevin. Hips on the heels. Press strongly through that extended hand. Unwind and come on through to seated. We've been on our knees enough. Let's come through to seated. Legs extended long. As always, we'll just do a couple of rowings just to get used to seated in staff pose here, just to soften up what we've got going on. Bend the knees, just a nice extension. This is very casual. Pull the elbows back, squeeze, extension. We're going to be doing a seated twist that we've done many times, and I'm going to offer an even deeper version of that today that some people will choose to try, okay? And if it's not for you, then I will have absolutely have shown you the easier version of that. So bend the right knee and put the right foot on the ground here. Okay, find your posture in that, nice and tall. Lengthen through the ribs, ground into each seat bone and get your balance in your body. Broaden through the shoulders. Feel your posture and your strength in this position. For a moment, open the knee to the side. You're gonna have to help me track this stuff because it's gonna be long. And then just tuck that foot against the other calf. Nice and tall. Any amount, come forward, but let's just do the closing of the angle. So shoulders wide and just any amount, come forward. Encourage and breathe through the stretch. You can always put a little bend in that front knee and give yourself some relief. Inhale, come out of it a little bit. Exhale, find the proper place to be in that stretch. Not too extreme. We want effective. And come on up. Let's bring that knee up. All right. So we're going to bring that heel, I've already done it mostly, to center mat. That extended heel comes to center mat. So we've got 2 levels of this. First of all, you can just keep your foot here. That's fine. You can do the whole thing foot on this side. 3 levels. Otherwise, we're going to put the foot on the other side of the leg. Okay? But wherever you've chosen to be, whether it's here or here, hold on to the shin. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, come into your turn. Broad shoulders. Look forward. And just for a moment, just hang in there, folks. It's up to you. You can cross that extended leg and do here instead. Okay, so either with the leg extended, keep going on that if you want to, or cross that extended leg and come here. Inhale, tall. Exhale, come into your turn. It's a lot, and if it's wrong for you, go back to what we always do. Nice and tall through the spine, encouraging the turn with the arms. Look forward. Look behind. Look forward. I'm not going to add that today. And rock back so you can unwind from that. There you go. Just hug that knee into the chest a little bit, and let's just turn that into rock the baby. Let's bring that knee out. I saw some instructor that was rocking the baby like this, and I thought that is really effective and not too hard on my shoulders. So hand on the calf. Yeah. And that's the way they rock the baby. I was like, that's an interesting thing, especially if your leg is much lower and your hip is kind of tight. Having that extra support here, I kind of prefer my knee.
One thing I've discovered is that
Pause and hold.
Is that imagining I'm moving it in a straight line from heel here to knee here.
Oh yeah, the straight across.
Instead of like trying to do some sort of just, I'm pistoning it back and forth this way. So the leg straightens a little here and bends a little here. That feels like it's moving my...
He needs a microphone, because I'm not going to repeat all of that. That is a lot, and it's really important. Pause and hold. Hold whatever you've got for that stretch for a moment. Ooh, this is big, I know. And let's just follow that leg forward into a figure 4. Feel it too much in your knee, just lift the knee up a little bit. And my leg is not resting on my other kneecap, it's on the thigh. Don't be pressing into your kneecap. Come on up, unwind, take the leg long. Let's go back to rowing, loosen everything up, bend the knees, dive and pull. Dive and pull. Keep everything fluid and moving. Somebody's joined us and I don't know who. Okay, we're bending the other knee. Yeah. And making sure you're still on your seat bones, you're not on your sacrum. Get yourself situated. Hold on to that shin. If I don't hold on to the shin, I just start to slump. Gravity takes over, crushes me into the ground, and destroys my soul. Like this. We don't want that. Let's open that knee to the side and just snug the sole of the foot into the thigh. Any amount. Nice and tall, and then coming forward. So remember, this is not a curl up. We're going to broaden through the shoulders and then just close that angle. Even if it's the smallest of motion, make it the correct motion. You can do it big and you can do it wrong. But we'd prefer small and right. Come on up. Knee comes up. And we're just going to keep it simple to start with here. Just holding onto that shin, reach up for the sky, and turn. Just feel the low back respond to the twist. Gaze comes forward. And then, did we do this way first? Heel to the center, I think we did that on the very first twist and I lost track. And let's bring that foot over if you choose. Come back to your turn. Look forward. Third stage, any point you say, this is the right one for me and I'm not going forward with that, you cross the bottom leg around. So it's like you're cross-legged, but you just bring it a little further past.
See, and I think from straight,
Yeah.
lean over,
Holding onto the shin,
spiral it around.
reach up, come into your turn. Don't bring your ego to a stretching class. You'll only cause yourself harm. You need to do the right stretch for you in the best form. This is all about taking care of yourself. Look forward. Nice neck stretch right there. Look behind. Look forward. Do whatever you need to do to straighten out that leg. Okay, and I'm just going to start with just a simple hug the knee into the chest, and then we'll come into rock the baby from there. So first of all, we're just getting into that hip. If you have hip issues, make really good choices here. They might have to join us in another 2 minutes on the next stretch. Let's bring that ankle up and just start a nice low rock. Feel that you're creating a glide in that hip joint. Really think in your body inside what you feel moving and sliding, because you're creating health and circulation. Okay, and pause. Can you bring it a little bit closer and hold for your static hold? As soon as I take on a static hold, I start to really consciously breathe, because the only way I can make progress in something like this is not holding my breath. Slow, deep breathing. And sometimes on the exhale, you'll find you get just a little more stretch as things stop protecting and holding. Follow the leg forward into your figure four. Breathe into that. You can flex the extended toes. That's really nice engagement of the back of the leg. Come on up. Bring that leg over on side and extend long. Back to where we started. A few slow, gentle row and row. Nice healthy hips there. And let's take a pause here and come into cobbler's pose. Soles of the feet together, knees are wide. The next sequence you can absolutely do in the chair. You'll just put your feet side by side on the floor and then just let your knees drop out to the side. You do not need to be on the floor for this part. Okay, Kevin's doing butterfly. It's always good. Just lift the knees and drop the knees a few times. Just a kind of, it's almost a ballistic stretch, but we don't get a lot of momentum out of it, but it's really nice. We've done a lot with our hips. Clasp the hands behind the toes. Just create enough tension that you feel the hips are engaged and the shoulders are engaged. Enough tension in the arms. But you should feel nothing in your knees. And let's go back to those neck stretches, because this is a great place to do neck stretches. We're just going to tuck the nose towards the right shoulder. Take a couple of breaths there. And then look up high diagonal to the left. Ooh, there's a tightness right there. Nose to shoulder again. And lift the nose. Bring your head to neutral. Let's look as far as we can to the right. Just straight up look over. And the other way. Ooh, your neck cracked, Kevin. One more time, each direction. And put your head on straight. And take our nose to the left shoulder. Tuck it in. Feel, just trying to draw that right shoulder away from the ear a little bit. and really add to the stretch. Look up high on the right, high diagonal. Tuck the nose.
If I open my eyes wide and look surprised, I can look higher up there.
You can look higher if your eyes are like scary eyes. That helps too. And tuck. And come back to neutral on that. Let's tuck the chin into the chest. Lengthen the back of the neck. Soften and draw the shoulders away from the ears. Lift the nose, lift the chin. Look on the diagonal in front of you. Selfie. Click. And neutral head. Let's bring those knees together. Extend the legs long. We're going to come to our hands and knees. And then we're going to lay down.
I'm on my turtle.
No.
Okay.
We're coming into tabletop back here. Hands and knees. I broke it up and brought us back to our knees so your knees won't get too tired on this. Knees are under hips. Hands are under shoulders here. This is an extension. I'm going to take my left leg back, tuck the toes onto the floor. This is not a hovering leg yet, and press into that heel. Whoo, that's the top of the back of the leg stretch. And relax the tension and now press into it. Press back with the hands into the heel. And relax. Lift the heel any amount. Then bend the knee and bring the knee into the chest, tuck the nose. Again, extend the leg long and lift the heel nice and slow. And knee to chest, tuck the nose. Other side, put your knee down. I'm not going to demonstrate this quite as good. If you're going to watch for a demo, you should look at Kevin. Take the foot back, tuck the toes, and press into the heel. So the pressure comes from the hands and shoulders, rocking the weight back just a little bit. Relax. Press. Relax and take all that pressure out. Lift the heel, any amount. Straight leg if you can. Knee to chest, tuck the chin. Reach back, lift the heel. Knee to chin. And put your knee down, and we're going to lay down for the rest of this class. Really, really quickly, for people that have not done this with us, we're going to be doing, no, not that kind of lay down. We're going to do a sciatic nerve glide. Okay, this is really good for sciatic issues. It's also good for tight hamstrings. And mostly it is very much just hug a knee to the chest and extend the leg and support the leg, but my leg isn't in an extreme here. It's got a bent knee, and I've just got a nice extension. I'm really functional here. And then a flex and a point, knee down and down. So let's go through that together here. Let's first of all, get yourselves on the mat. Knees bent, feet about hip distance apart. Tuck your shoulder blades under your body. Get those shoulders rolled back. Lengthen the back of the neck. Now, are you arched? Can you get a hand between you and the mat here? Let's press and lift the pelvis and get the spine connected with the ground. Hug left knee into chest. Squeeze into the chest. And let's just start with a simple, like a hip circle here, just holding that knee, Kevin, and just rotating through. Just a nice simple circle on that side. And the other direction. Nice loosening. We're really paying attention to joints today. And pause, hug the knee to the chest. Mostly straighten out that leg and support it with the hands behind. Flex the toes towards the shin. Point the toes. Flex and point. So I'm not in an extreme stretch. Really be careful of that. We want to do the nerve glide part.
Hug the knee to the chest. Put the foot down. Press through the feet. Let's lift the hips into bridge pose. Inhale, lift up the hips. Press and tuck those shoulders. Exhale, melt down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, melt down. Back to the same leg. Hug the knee to the chest. Straighten the leg with a flexed foot and support it. Point the toes, flex the toes and foot. Bend the knee and put that foot down. We're going to the other side. Hug the right knee to the chest. Now, I'm not going to be flexing this foot, but you still do it. Do my cues. First, we're going to do knee circles. Do as I say, not as I do. Nice big circles in that hip to start with. Thank you for the reminder, Kevin. You're my hero. Other direction. And pause, just hug it into the chest. Mostly straighten the legs, support the leg. And let's flex those feet. Point and flex towards the shin. And point and flex. Bend the knee, hug to the chest. Release, foot goes down. We're going to bridge pose. Inhale, lift up. Lift those hips, tuck the shoulders, squeeze the glutes and quads. Get some height out of this. Really activate. And then soften and melt it all down. Just completely connect with your mat. Inhale, lift. Squeeze. Feel the tightening in your glutes. Feel your quads lifting the hips higher. And soften and melt down. Hug the right knee back to the chest. Straighten the leg. Flex and point. Flex and point. And bend the knee back to the chest. And let that go. Feet down on the floor. Let's extend the legs long on the mat. Be careful as you reach your legs out that you don't start arching your back. It really kind of depends on your booty size sometimes, but you can maybe get a little bit of that tension out of your back if you just attend to it. Okay, and then arms are alongside the body but out on the diagonal. Palms up. Let's go head to toe here. No, toe to head. Starting at the feet, let's just let the feet drop out to the sides and soften the ankles. Relax the hips. Tip the pelvis a little bit towards the ceiling and low spine starts to relax. Press the stomach into the mat. Press into your elbows, lift the chest up and melt back down. Palms up, fingers softly curled. Shoulders rolled back and tucked under. Soften and lengthen the back of the neck, the jaw. Smooth the brow. We're going to breathe in through the nose. Take an extra sip of air that we can fit, and then we're going to sigh out all the air through our mouth. Breathe in, little sniff more, sigh out all the air, empty the lungs. Breathe in, little sniff more, sigh out all the air from your lungs. Slow, deep breath. Remain here as long as you choose, enjoying what you've done for your body
and the relaxation. We're going to close this class quietly so that you can do a shavasana or a meditation or just enjoy the progress you've made. Thank you for joining us.